أنا باكل، أنا واكل، أنا كلت، أنا عايزة آكل. Different tenses. So today I would like to share with you the different tenses in Egyptian Arabic in order to be able to know which one to use. So let's start. But before we start, two important things about verbs in Arabic and in Egyptian Arabic. First thing, we don't have one infinitive in Arabic. We have an infinitive for each pronoun. Okay, so it's not like most of the languages of the world. We have for every pronoun their own specific infinitive. And another thing to know is that we have kinds of verbs, different types of verbs. So we have verbs of state, for example, that describe your state in this moment. We have verbs of movement or direction, where you have to move from point A to point B. And then we have verbs of achievement, which we are going to discuss in this video, where you have a start and an end, and then you achieve something. Like, for example, when you say you are eating, so you start eating, you finish eating, and then you achieved the eating process. Cleaning, you start cleaning, you finish cleaning, and then you achieved this process, and so on. Okay? So after these two things, let's start with the tenses. For the present, the indicator of the present tense is the b. And as we said a while ago, we have the infinitive is the prefix of the pronoun, and then the rest of the verb. If I put a b before that, this is our present tense. And in the case of verbs of achievement that we are going to see today, the present simple and the present continuous, they have the same form, no difference. So I could say أنا دايما باكل بيض على الفطار. Or for example, imagine you are in a restaurant situation and then the waiter comes and they want to take away your dish while you're still eating. So you would say على فكرة أنا لسه باكل. So I use the same form, باكل, in the present simple and the present continuous. Well, number two, imagine, now we are going to speak about the past. If you have seen the video about the hacks for the past tense in Egyptian Arabic, then you already know. If you haven't, go check it out and then come back. So what we do is that we take the verb in the present, we remove the b plus the prefix, and then I take the root of the verb and I put the endings of the past tense. So for example, in this case, I'm using أنا, so I'm going to remove the b, a, and then I say كل, and I add the ending t for أنا. So I say أنا كلت حلويات كتير امبارح. Okay, so here this is very simple. I'm talking about the past. امبارح أنا كلت حلويات كتير. What if I want to use a habit in the past? In this case, which is a little bit more advanced, I'm going to use the verb to be, which is can in the past, and this is the one that I'm going to conjugate, and then I'm going to use the present tense after it. So أنا كنت باكل كتير زمان. أنا كنت باكل. As you can see, كنت is conjugated in the past tense with أنا, and then باكل, I use the present tense immediately afterward. This structure together, this is what we use as in the imperfect tense, if that makes sense. It's a habit in the past. Yeah? Okay, so let's move on from the past. The future. The future is very easy. You drop the ba, you substitute it with a ha. The prefixes for each pronoun stay the same. So بكرة أنا هاكل ice cream, for example. Okay, so ha is for the future. Instead of باكل, it's هاكل. And that's it. Well, what if I say, imagine the situation, you are at your friend's house and then they are inviting you for something to eat, and then you say, لا شكرا, أنا لسه واكل, or لسه واكلة as a female. So what is واكل and واكلة? This is actually an active participle of the verb, and we use it a lot in Egypt, and it depends on the type of the verb, the meaning of the active participle. So as we are talking about the achievement verbs, these kind of verbs, when I use the active participle, I want to indicate the present perfect, which means something that happened in the past, but it's very, very recent past. So, أنا لسه واكل, I have just eaten a while ago. أنا لسه واكل, or لسه واكلة. Okay? So yeah, only one thing left for this video is if I want to use two verbs in the same sentence. If I use two verbs, usually the second verb comes in infinitive. You remember, infinitive is just the prefixes for each pronoun with the rest of the verb. That's it. So for example, you could say أنا بحب آكل حلويات, or أنا عايز or عايزة آكل كشري, for example. So in this case, as you can see, because I use another verb before it, so the second verb comes without any ba or ha or anything, just the prefix of the pronouns. So hope that makes sense. Now you can conjugate your own verbs of achievement in the present tense, present simple, present continuous, past simple, imperfect, and the future, and also you can use it with two verbs. Let me know in the comments if that video was useful, and you can write your own examples as well. Also, let me know what else you would like to see next in order to improve your Egyptian Arabic. Thank you so much, and see you next time. Salama.